Welcome to the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast, your place for truckside chats and insights into the retriever game. Whether you're just getting started or you're a seasoned handler, this podcast is another resource for tips, tricks, and insights from both the amateurs and professional trainers' perspectives. Each week, we'll dive into the nitty-gritty of retriever training, sharing stories of success, overcoming challenges, and forging stronger bonds with our dogs. This is the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast. I'm Chris Rudd, your host, fellow retriever enthusiast, and student of the game. Let's dive in. Welcome to another episode of the Hunt Test Hobo Podcast. It has been a very short week because it's only Sunday, so it's just day one of my week here. We're getting all ready for the Grand, which is always scary in my mind. You know, always getting ready for the big event. It's been interesting. Winter's on maternity leave, or just coming off maternity leave, and all of her bad habits are glaring right now, which is always really fun. You know, when you're getting ready for the big event, she's glaring with all of her little flaws that she has. She's marking fine. Blinds are not great, so we're gonna keep working on those. I'm doing my tune-up drill that I normally do a little late, just because of when she came back into running. So that's been good. Today was the first day of it. I'm going to try to just do a shortened version and only do 4 days of it. But the water that I'm training at, that I do this tune-up drill that I do every year before the Grand, is so low. It is literally probably 3 feet lower than normal, and it's like obnoxious. So I'm going to change it tomorrow. I think I'm going to keep 3 of the 5 blinds and try to find 2 different ones from a different angle that give me the same thing that I'm looking for. As a lot of people know, the Grand is a lot about marking. You got to have a good marking dog, but you also got to have a dog that can run a really good blind. So I'm trying to get a dog that runs really good blind right now. Anyhow, thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to Purina Pro Plan. Can't wait to get another bunch of food in. I've fed so much of that Purina Pro Plan, and all the dogs are doing great on it. Super excited to continue that partnership with them, and I hope all of you out there are giving a good hard look at Purina Pro Plan. That food has been just so good for me. I love it. It's been great. Also, big shout out to the Hunt Test Guide. Clark and Lyle are just finished day 2 of the Crown, and our good old friend Clark Kennington is sitting pretty good right now with Mr. Toombs. I feel bad, though, because this is going to be released on Tuesday, and there's going to be 2 series. So let's hope he's still crushing it, because right now I think he's like 20 points ahead of everybody, which is, it's a good run. He had a really good first series. I think he got like a 9 or something, and then he got like a 12 or something on this big field trial setup. So Mr. Clark and Toombs are doing good, as is my good friend Chris Schaefer and Daisy. Clark's running her. And she's doing pretty good right now. She's in the top 18. She had a 6 on the first series. So Chris Schaefer is a local boy to me. I shouldn't say boy. He's a grown man. But Mr. Chris Schaefer, I feel like I'm taking forever to get to our guest, but I'm going to say a little side story. So when back in my super hobo days, where I was trying to find anywhere I could train anywhere, I used to train behind this Home Depot. And I had never seen another soul out there, ever. For 2 years, never saw another soul. Well, one day, I'm picking up bumpers, and I pick up this bumper, and it says Schaefer on it. I'm like, where the heck did this come from? And lo and behold, Winter brought it back from somewhere in the field. I don't remember where. And I had no idea who Schaefer was. I go out to Clark's. I'm training one day. And Clark tells me, oh, this guy lives close to you. His name is Chris Schaefer. And he's in your hunting club. So I Google him. It says Batavia. And then I finally connected 2 and 2 that Mr. Chris Schaefer trained at the same Home Depot that I did. And she's got 7th in a Crown placement 2 years ago, I think. And he's a good dude. And pretty funny that both of us found the same Home Depot we're training at. But I did end up, like 4 years later, delivering him his little 2-inch $3 bumper. But and then last but not least, certainly not least, the Retriever Foundation. if y'all are looking for a great puppy program, check it out. I've sold quite a few to some people who just got puppies through the, I'll send out discount codes to anybody that's got litters on the ground to help get that course into the right people's hands. And so many people have been reaching out just saying how great it's been, which feels good. When you spend a lot of time working on something, man, your hope that people like it and it works really well. I have a new puppy that from good old John Robertson. Picked that puppy up yesterday, and I went back and looked at all the videos for the first 2 weeks just to remind myself of all the amazing things you can do with a puppy. And if you're looking for some quick tips as an amateur, how to help get your dog ready for hunt tests and have success, you can check out my course, The Amateur's Guide to Hunt Test Success. And also, if you don't have a puppy or a litter on the ground, you can just use the discount code HOBO, HOBO. And I opened that up to both the Amateur's Guide to Hunt Test Success as well as Puppy Foundation. So if you're looking for 10% off those two courses, use that discount code. Wow. I feel like those are getting longer and longer every single time I do them. Maybe it's because I'm just blabbering, because I have spent all day upgrading the Hunt Test Hobo Mobile. And I'm building out a new office in the back of my truck, and it's going to be sick. So I'm pretty excited. I got a nice place to sit down in it and work. I got Elon's internet. I did my test round of that. Sat down at Tyler's during pre-grand training and worked all day, and was that guy that just came out and ran my dog and ran back into the truck. I felt like a jerk, but it was pre-approved. I told him that's what's going to happen. So I can't take off work to go pre-grand train. So Tyler's gracious enough to let me do that. So I'll be going down there for a couple of days next week. It's going to be fun. Getting ready. That's my favorite part, is the pre-grand training. So with all of that, the reason that I have Mr. Landon on here today is because we are going to be pre-grand training this year, both going down to Paducah to meet up with Clark. And why do you guys call that text group? What is the rejects or something? What is the name of that thing?
Regulators or something? I think it's regulators.
I like rejects better. What is it? Why do you guys call that text group the regulators?
I missed the last grand because Harker was hurt, so I'm not sure where that came from.
What does that even mean? All I know is we post very little dog stuff, so it's been good to hang out in that test or that text thread. It's been good. So Landon, so glad you're on the podcast. I can't wait to actually meet you in person. I think we'll have a lot of fun. Doing the walk. We're going to be hobo styling it up in Paducah because you can't have ATVs. So
right.
Hopefully I lose 10 pounds running around throwing birds. But it probably won't happen, because I'm going to be cooking. One of the new upgrades in the Hunt Test Hobo Mobile in the back of the truck is I have a whole new drawer system where the entire griddle slides in there. I'm going to have a flip-up pantry and a new spice rack for all the stuff. And with the trailer, I can bring both a smoker and a propane grill. So we'll have literally every cooking apparatus we will have, and I will be cooking a lot. And you're in my flight too, right?
I am.
Oh man, 2 weeks and we're going to get to know each other. It's going to be good.
Oh, heck yeah.
So Landon, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into this whole game, and now you're stuck hanging out with me for 2 weeks.
Man, I've had labs and all kinds of dogs throughout my life, and after I lost my short hair, I really wanted a dog that could just do it all. So I spent about a year and a half researching breeds and ended up on Wirehairs. Talked to many different breeders, went and saw many breeders. Put a deposit on a litter out of Arkansas and ended up actually buying a guy's dog that I went to high school with 20 minutes down the road.
Wow, that's crazy. That's hilarious.
Just happened to get on Facebook one day and he had a couple pups available, and I just went to go see his dogs work.
So where do you live at? Where are you at?
I'm in Hamptonville, North Carolina. I'm about an hour north of Charlotte.
Hour north of Charlotte. Very cool. So when you were doing your research and you've been a lab guy, I'm so curious. Why did you make the diversion? What was it about the versatile breed that you found really interesting? And for those that are wondering, Landon is running the Grand with is it with this dog or is it with a different dog?
Yeah, Harker, German Wirehaired.
With this specific dog that you buy from your friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very
That's
cool.
right.
And he's ran some SRSs and a bunch of other stuff from what I gather. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Very cool. So I'm just really curious about this whole going against the norm. I think I've bought like 20 something labs, and I think it'd be pretty hard for me to do a different thing, but I'm always open minded. So anyway, I cut you off. Keep going.
No, you're fine. I mean, it was hard, but I really wanted a dog that was bred and built for everything. Whether it be blood tracking, upland hunting, waterfowl, shed hunting. I mean, I needed a dog that could do all and do it proficiently.
So besides waterfowl, because I'm sure that's your favorite. I don't know. That, really.
It is.
Oh, it
yeah.
is. All right.
Oh yeah.
What's your next favorite game that you play, or the thing that you do with your dog?
So I guide hunts at a plantation for a living also, as well as train dogs. So I mean that's pretty fun. But to go to the grouse woods, we go up to the UP and we hunt the grouse woods there.
Wow, really? Where in the UP?
Oh gosh. If you,
You don't have to give away your top secret spot.
no.
What area?
I can tell you the name of the road we hunt off. It was called 16 Mile Road.
Oh yeah. I don't know where that is.
Rudyard.
Rudgert. So is that the east, west, north?
Northeast.
Northeast. You go
Northeast,
41?
and then we also go over and hunt the Hiawatha National Forest.
Okay. Do you drive up 41? Do you go through like Chicago to get up there, or do you come down from the north when you guys?
So we come up through like straight up through the Lower Peninsula.
Oh, okay. So you don't go by. Yeah. So my parents, I inherited some property up there, but it's in the southeast, south central, because the UP is kind of like this against the lake is kind of like the south central area. So that's where our property is. I just got back from there. That's where I was this last weekend. We went up.
Oh, nice. We come up through Saint Ignace.
Yeah, up. Yeah, and then you come back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So you get up there in the grouse. I've only shot one grouse, and it was on my property. I walked our property. We have, I think it's like 260 acres, and it's all timber. And I walked the entire thing and didn't see one stinking grouse. I walked the entire property, all the logging roads, everything. I go and I walk back to the camp. I put my my gun on my tailgate. I put the dog in the box, and I hear this, and I look up on my wood pile, on the tin that's covering the wood pile, is a grouse sitting there. So we did a little stalk.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
We got that grouse, and it tasted fine. But that's my one time I've shot a grouse. Now I've been scared of grouse in the middle of the night while walking to my my deer stand up there, and then they're so loud. Those and turkeys coming out of a roost, man. Holy cow!
Sounds like a helicopter coming over.
Oh my goodness, that they can really scare you. So okay, so you did one up and did that. You do that. That's pretty sweet.
Yep. So grouse and we get lucky with some woodcock up there every now and then. But I mean, mostly I guide upland hunts. Just quail, mostly quail.
Mostly
quail.
So, have you done much shed hunting, or did you ever do any of that?
A little bit. By the time it's shed hunting time, guiding season's ending, and it's time to get ready for the Grand. Right after, guiding upland hunts for 5 months, and so that's.
So you're doing that. You're doing that all summer. You're doing upland hunts all summer.
So from basically October to as soon as I get home from the Grand.
The spring Grand.
Spring Grand, that's right.
Threw me off for a second. I was like, holy cow, that dog must be toasted, like toasty. He's hunting all summer.
Oh, yeah. So we usually start, whenever I get back from the Grand in the fall, I go to the plantation and guide there until March, and then we come home and we're hard at it getting ready for the Grand again.
Yeah, so the Grand is that kind of like your big event that you do every year?
It is.
Yeah. So
for now, anyway, until we get qualified for the crowns.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's everybody's goal, I think, eventually.
Oh, yeah.
It's like all my friends, like, I don't talk to all that much, or texted me like, hey, did you see Toombs run and stuff? And, because they all know I'm a big fan of Clarkson's and Lyle's,
right.
and
right.
Everybody, it's like the Super Bowl, and I'm out there like, I'll catch up later. Like I just checked the scores. I'm like a mad dash to get my new truck situation all set up for because I'm gonna try to like be gone for 2 weeks and only take like 3 days off of work. I'm gonna try to be
nice.
like the whole like I have to admit Elon's like internet like was remarkably good.
Really?
In the middle of nowhere, like I have barely any cell service, man. You point that thing up just slightly north, and I had 150 megabits down or megabytes, I can't remember what it is, and like 50 up, and like didn't have issue. I had 7 Zoom calls that day on my test day, and there wasn't a single issue. So
Wow.
I'm pretty stoked. So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If I'm in your training group and I have to work like half days while we're training, is it all right if I do that if I cook lunch and dinner for both of those? Because I can still do that while I'm working. I think I can pull it off.
Absolutely.
All right. I can't. I have to admit I don't do like Carolina barbecue, but I do a pretty good Texas style barbecue. So you'll have to endure that. I don't know. Do you? What kind of like barbecue? Do you like barbecue?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You might have to teach me some Carolina stuff. I know like it's a lot
Our
more
stuff is
vinegar.
mostly vinegar based. It is.
Vinegar, yeah. See, my wife likes vinegar stuff, and I went to the Philippines to film for a project like 2 years ago, and I had like they pickled everything in vinegar, like everything, like fish.
Oh, wow.
And it was like just the sourest food I've ever eaten. And from that point on, I was like, I can't do anything pickled. Like
Nah,
it's just
I don't like pickles or anything like that. So just vinegar on barbecue is what I like.
all right, all right. Well, I'll have
But I
to.
mean, the sweet barbecue is good too.
Yeah, I'm a sweet barbecue guy. I make candy ribs, as Clark calls them, candy ribs. Chris, you're making me
Candy
candy
wrist.
ribs today? I'm like, yeah, I'll make some candy ribs. I mean, I pretty much just straight up do meat church stuff. Whatever meat church does, I try it, and if it's good, I keep it. But,
Right.
but yeah. Anyhow, I'm pretty excited to do all the pre-grand training.
Oh,
So,
it's gonna be fun. It's
oh yeah,
always fun.
it's gonna be good. All right, so you dove into the versatile breed. You got a bearded dog. And what were some of the things? So tell me kind of like how, obviously he's got an HRCH if he's running the Grand. So tell me a little bit about kind of his history and his, what it was like training him.
So I got him and I had hopes to, take him to a trainer and, get help and things like that. And I did for a little while. Just learning the basics, force fetch and things like that.
Was he your first dog that you went through like a retriever
First,
program with?
yes, yes.
Very cool.
So, that was out of the norm with the breed, of course. And so I had help and got him through force fetch. And then from there, I was like, well, I think I can just do this at home and, just roll with it. If I need help, it's a phone call away.
Yeah.
So he just kept progressing. I would go to training days. I would go to a pros up the road here and, train with them for a couple of days a week. Like, hey man, like you really need to look into HRC. And I was like, well, what's that? And I'd heard about it, but I didn't really know about it.
So were you primarily doing like, you did force fetch and stuff for upland, or like, why did you want to waterfowl hunt with them? Like, what was the kind
Yeah, I mean, so we can hunt tundra swan here in North Carolina.
Wow. Those things are huge.
Oh yeah. So I needed a big dog. I mean, obviously labs can carry tundra swans, but I mean, Harker's big.
What does he weigh? What does he weigh?
Right now he's probably like 76, 77.
Okay.
But he's really tall. So I wanted a big dog that could retrieve multiple swan. Because I go hunt with those. If we get drawn, obviously, it's not every year we get one, but
how many swans have you shot?
I have shot 11.
11! Oh,
11.
Wow. That's cool.
So,
I was excited. I shot my first widgeon, and you're shooting 11 swans. You're so much cooler than me.
I got super lucky. I had 7 permits for 7 years in a row.
Wow.
So, which it's one swan per year per season.
Yeah.
So I got super lucky getting drawn, and still haven't killed like a true trophy one with the big teardrop and all that, but I've come close.
Yeah.
But nothing. I wanted them out yet.
What do they taste like?
So it's kind of like
Is it like a goose or a duck, or
It's
something else?
very, I would say it's very similar to Specs,
Oh, okay,
just a little less fatty.
okay,
So obviously a tiny bit gamey from a Spec, but nowhere near as bad as a goose,
okay.
a Canadian
Canada,
goose.
Canada, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool. Do they have like? They have like huge hearts, right, or something? Somebody told me, or am I just hearing
they
that?
do.
Did you eat the heart?
No,
No. You're gonna have to do like, is it Dances with Wolves where he like hands him the buffalo heart and he's like
I think it is.
Tonka or something like that,
Yeah.
and he like eats it. I don't know why that came in my head today when I was driving the train. I was like thinking about that, like what an interesting, just culturally so different. Like just
Oh yeah.
eat this heart raw. Like we would never like eating raw meat. Like
No.
people just don't do that.
Right.
It's just different
I saw
nowadays.
some video the other day. It was I guess somewhere in Canada or like somewhere way up north. They took a organ out of a caribou and then cut its stomach open and dipped it in it.
What?
No, thank you.
I would not be able to do that. I would
No,
not be able to do that. No, 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 no.
no, thank you.
Oh my gosh! Like the stomach acid? I guess that's
Like
what it would
just
be, right?
yeah, what just everything that was sitting in there. No thanks.
Is that like Meat Eater he did that, or who was it?
No, it was just a random thing I saw on Instagram.
You think it was real?
I don't know. It looked awful real.
Yeah,
But AI is so good now. I have no idea.
yeah, it's crazy out there.
It is crazy.
Man,
Yeah, I
I keep
mean,
distracting you. Keep going with your
no,
story
no,
about
you're
Harker.
fine. I mean, I'm a mostly a waterfowl hunter. I mean, I love upland hunting, and Harker loves it too. I also have his sister, same breeding but 2 years younger. She's basically strictly upland dog. She enjoys waterfowl kind on certain days. It just
Okay.
depends on her mood. But for him, I just wanted a good, sound meat dog. And then they got me talked into running a started test. And as you know, the hooks were set at that point. And he went out there and, smashed it. And everybody asking questions of what is he? Is it a mixed breed? Is it this? Is it that? People said it had a really cute giant schnauzer. So,
You're like, yeah, this schnauzer was bred to destroy boars. So,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure it is a cute little schnauzer.
Right.
I was hoping you were going to say that, you're like, oh yeah, I take him to go kill boars. Like that's really what when you said like you're doing other
No.
games, I was like, but that would be a pretty expensive endeavor for a dog that's running the Grand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, running like this spring, we didn't get to go to the Grand because he had a foot injury the last week of upland season. So, and I mean, it's just a risk we take when we were guiding. So, I mean, they take a beating when it in the upland.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. You can tell when we do upland. I don't train a ton of upland, but I do enough, so that I can take any dog. I mean, we don't have a ton of wild game or like wild pheasants or anything really around me. We have family like second cousins in Iowa that have. I've hunted there and we've shot like 11 roosters in a weekend. So it's good. For
not
like
bad.
for like 5 or 6 guys. But it's always hard to do that, but I still like do preserve hunts, every once in a while.
Yeah.
Mostly I'm taking like people have never went hunting before. I'm like, hey, get a taste of it. But
Sure.
but I train every dog to be able to do that. So normally I take like the month of February with a new dog, and that's what we focus on is upland.
Yeah.
And just how tough their face gets by the end of it, you're just like, you just look like you're Rocky and you just like got the crap kicked out of you and it comes
Oh, yeah.
you're kind of slightly bleeding from every part of your face.
Yeah. Well, luckily for us, like at the plantation, we hunt in like broom straw, blue stem, Indian grass.
It all sounds like
Stuff
really
like-
fancy grass. I
It
have
is.
no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, there's food plots like Milo and millet and stuff like that. Where
That's what we're running through a lot of times.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
like
they're
stuff
just like
that's-
random food plots for that.
Yeah.
But so like Harker will lose hair from his beard
Yeah.
running through the grass. That's usually the worst case.
Yeah.
So by now, it's super big and full. So
Yeah.
he's looking pretty sharp
Was
on that point.
Do you like ever like like do stuff with it to make it look more like, I don't know. How did you just do stuff with it? Like I would like put like handlebars on it or something. Like try to do
Put
something.
like braid some beads like
Yeah,
Viking.
make him look like a Viking, dude. You should
Yeah.
totally do that. That would be hilarious.
That'll be the new name for him at the Grand. The first Grand he ran, they called him the hippie of the Grand.
Why did you have like a single on it?
Just big, long, like dread looking hair. So, yeah.
Do you actually braid it? Did you actually braid it?
No.
Oh no, you should totally braid it and then make him look like Thor from like when he went to go beat up on Thanos. That was.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny.
That'd be pretty good.
That'd be funny.
Do you for Halloween? That's what he should do. You should.
Oh yeah,
totally,
for sure.
That, and if he's a little crazy, you could make him look like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
He's pretty cool, calm, and collected most of the time.
Okay, yeah. Then he's not. Then you don't need to make.
Yeah, he 2 weeks ago, his training was wild.
Wild in a good way, or wild in like a crap.
I mean, wild in a good way,
Okay.
but just like we ran, like for instance, we ran a delayed double, and he did well. We did a really hard single right after, and I was about to shuck the gun, and right before I shucked, he broke on a single in training.
Yeah.
Now,
and you went, oh no.
Yeah. So it just one thing Harker doesn't do is he doesn't break. He just sits there, he watches his marks, and he goes when you tell him to go.
Yeah.
That's just Harker, and so it was a good surprise. I mean, it's good to get those corrections every now and then.
Yeah, for sure. So what? Tell me more about his career. So you got him because of trumpeter swans, and then we went off on a tangent.
Yeah. So like I said, I just wanted a meat dog. Went into the started, open-minded, just he does it or he doesn't, we'll see if we like it. And then the hook, like I said, the hooks were set then. So not long after that, he got his title, his little starter title. And then we started, force to pile, just the steps to running all
blinds.
the prerequisites to running blinds.
So who taught you all this? Like, how'd you figure all this out?
So I got help with Tracy Hayes.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him.
No, I don't.
They call him Purple.
Purple?
Yeah. The Clark and all those guys know who he is.
Okay.
And I had help with Charlie Journey.
I don't know Charlie. I don't know a lot of the East Coast guys.
So Charlie Journey was like when the Grand and all that first got started, Charlie Journey was like the Clark of that day and age.
Okay. One of the OGs, one of the originals.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
So I learned from those guys, and then, eventually I got to a spot where, they can only help me so much because, they're training labs and I'm training a Wirehair. So some things correlate and some things don't. So I just kind of had to it's really just trial and error.
What are some things? Like, what are some struggles that you had specific? Because, like, I've thought about my youngest daughter really wants a cocker. And I know some folks have put CHs. I think they put or at least season titles on cockers. I think Chris
Stewart's he's got a cocker by Ken Drawdy that runs the Grand.
Okay, see, that's what I want. I don't know if I want to run the Grand. I'd love to put a CH on one. I think they're the coolest little dogs. I would love to have like a dog that just ran around in the truck the whole trial and just kind of hung out. Like.
You'll get to see mine. I'll have mine at pre-training.
Oh, you got a little cocker. Oh,
yeah, I've got a litter of cockers right now.
Oh, don't tell my youngest that. Like, she will.
There's only one male left. That's all that's left.
No, I can't. I literally just bought another dog. Like, I picked it up yesterday, so I can't do another one right now.
I understand.
Too many. But that will be. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Oh, here's an announcement. I'm planning to do winter's final breeding to Floyd. I got it all set up, so. Those of you that know who Floyd is, he's a freak, and he's a yellow dog, which I say that unfortunately because I have tried for the last 2 dogs I've bought. I've tried to get black females, and Winter didn't have any on her second litter, and then John Roberts, when he bred the dog I just got, he had 14 dogs, lost 2 of them, but he had 6 yellow females. I think it was 6 yellow females,
Holy cow.
And they didn't even know that she was yellow factored. So I thought for sure I was getting a black dog. He's like, yeah, you're
Dang.
getting a yellow dog. I was like, God darn it. So then I was like, the last dog that I'm doing to a black, so I can get my black female. And I just can't pass up doing it to Floyd. I got a field trialer that really wants a dog out of there. And it's going to help me with that. It's a very stiff stud fee. So if you all know, I'm going to be very, very selective, but if those that are listening to the podcast, if you're interested, I've already got all the females spoken for, I'm pretty sure, but I might have some male slots open if anybody listening is interested. And because of the stud fee, they can't be cheap. I mean, I'm not going to say on air what the stud fee is, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
I'm sure.
But from what I hear, he's producing good dogs. So that'll be my last breeding with Winter. So that'll be my next dog. But then after that, we're getting a cocker because I promised my youngest daughter. And I think it would be so much fun to do something like that. I think it'd be good.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole point was, I know Dan tried, I think he put a a season title on one. And he said, you really have to teach them to line because they just want a quarter all the time. Yep. And so like that to me is like really interesting about like non-lab breeds or non-retriever breeds, like the big three, right? Like the big three generally will go straight, right? Because we've trained them to. But I don't know much about the bearded dogs. But I know the cockers, like, man, trying to teach him to do a blind, you have to spend a lot of time lining. So what were some of the things that just, because he wasn't a lab, that you had to, like, that was challenging for you? And then how did you, change your training tactics to make that work?
Yeah. So they're very similar to the cockers, obviously, because they're bird dogs, so they naturally quarter. They're also... like breed standard for a wirehair is they call them aloof. Like they want to stand out on their own. They want to do their own thing, super independent, the tail cracking, nose down all the time. And you have to convince them that, if you play with me on this team, we will both win at the end.
Wow. I know that's hard with a lab. How do you do that with a dog that doesn't want to do that? Wow.
So, the way I did it is, teaching, obviously force the pile, just teaching them to run the straight line to the back pile. Depending on I've trained several wirehairs. Sometimes I've had to take the bumpers away and put chucker or a pheasant or worst case scenario, a duck, just to give them a little incentive. Or I would, I might put 3 bumpers and 2 ducks, but I might take those 3 bumpers and put them on top of those ducks. So they have to root in there to get that bird if they really want it, just to keep their spirits up. Because they're very methodical dog, but they are very sensitive in the aspect of pressure. And I'm huge on attrition training, just because I'm known for training versatile dogs, and to get through to them, you have to do it. You can't just push a button.
Yeah. So did you what was your next step with that? So like force the pile is a relatively simple drill. I get that.
Yeah, he did that okay. We got to the tee, he did pretty fine. When we got to the pattern blinds and getting him, casting him from one to the other and getting him to play that team aspect, that took, just went to a no drill. That helped a little bit. Then we back the pattern blinds. Sometimes I would put some safety birds out there in the pattern blind field just at the very beginning, because he was right at a year old at that point.
So did you use white poles or did you use?
I did white poles. Okay. I sure did.
So with safety, when you said you did a safety blind, what does that mean?
Like I would, if I knew I was going to send him to the left pole and then cast him to the middle pole, if he made it halfway there was a bird. So eventually he just learned, hey, if I just take that cast and stop putting my nose down and cracking my tail and hunting the whole time, if I just listen to him, he just gets me the bird that I want already. Because I tried it with bumpers, and he just didn't really care that much about it. So I switched to the birds, and finally that broke through to him.
Wow, man, that's got to be hard to do. What's your
It
bird
took a
bill?
while.
What's your bird bill, man?
It was pretty high. Luckily, at that point, I was waterfowl hunting a lot, so I had plenty in the freezer to go around. But those dwindled down pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, me and my bird guy are real good friends now.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
You need a good supplier.
that's right. He's an hour and a half away, so it ain't that bad.
Yeah. So, all right, makes sense. Dogs want to hunt. I think this is a good time to talk about kind of things that, like, it's interesting because I hear a lot of people say, like, hey, the dog's got to learn to trust their nose. And to me, that kind of, and I'm definitely talking labs here, and retriever breeds, I should say. I spend a lot of time when they're young throwing a lot of bumpers in mowed grass at the end of it, for sure, like where that bird falls, mowed grass with a white bumper, because I really want them to think that their eyes are as good as their nose or better.
Oh yeah.
And so I throw a ton of that. But now, like, I went and trained with John Robertson, and I trained we just did 3 marks blind, and then we ran two solo blinds. But I forgot how much I like, just because of the way life has been. I haven't traveled as much and trained with other people this year. But training with him and saying, hey, set up what you want. And he, I got to train where he gets to train. He's doing the whole hobo thing too. I love it. It's awesome. So we went, but he set up a blind that the birds were like, it was against, like, it was like a tree line and then another tree line that kind of met. And we ran right down the edge of this tree line. But he put the bumpers just inside the woods. I don't know if I've ever done that. Like, I always have them just like 2 feet off of the tree line. And Winter did fine. Like, she cast it in the woods and winded it and picked it up. But my young dog, Autumn, like, she got there in 2 casts, like, looked like a grand dog. It was beautiful. But she would not go into that woods. And she was ping-ponging back and forth. And, like, she's like, I don't see it, boss. It ain't here. And so, like, I noticed that. And eventually I got, like, literally, like, did the whole, like, run as fast as I can. Tweet! Stand, like, 2 feet in front of her. Gave her a back cast. She's like, he says back. I literally have, like, he's right here. I better do it. She went in the woods and, went too far and should have winded it. And then I had to recall. I kept just ping-ponging her all around this thing. Yeah. And then I finally was like, dude, use your stinking nose. And so then I've been setting up more birds like that this morning, and I will tomorrow. And it really just kind of opened my eyes to, like, yes, you need to do those visual aid marks a lot when they're younger. But at some point, they got to learn to really use their nose. And she knows to use her nose on a mark. But she's just so sight driven for blinds. I didn't realize it. Like, I did not realize it. I run a lot of blind, like 50% of my blinds are with, like, a pole and 50% are with just, like, a little ribbon that I could see. But I always place them in a spot where once they get to that area, it's, they can find it. And I think that was something that I've just, like, because I haven't trained with a lot of other people, I haven't been doing that. And that was so good for me to do that and to be humbled. His dog lined it. I said, home field advantage. It's not that she's a crown champion or anything, Right.
I mean, I've seen very similar. So the last time we had the Grand in Omaha, Georgia, I don't remember what series it was, but we had a blind where we had to run to a tree line, and the bird was 30 yards deep into the woods. You're ping-ponging through pine trees, and I mean, it just ate us alive.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I've never done that before. And I mean, we did okay, but I think we come out there on ones. So I mean, we're still playing, but so I mean, that's something I incorporate. Tucking it behind a log. I mean, all kinds of stuff now. I know the last time we ran in Nashville. Dog came back, went for the blind, and came back, and there was a branch in the back of its mouth with a bird in front of it. So they were putting the bird underneath a branch that was covered up with a pine branch.
Oh my
And
gosh.
the dog came back with all of it. So we're like, no wonder this blind was so hard to finish.
Yeah, they literally can't see it. They had to use their nose and dig it out.
That's right. That's right.
That takes a hunting dog to figure that one out. I mean, maybe that's why it's a grand hunting retriever champion, huh?
Yep.
I haven't seen that yet. No, wow.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like when I'm at the quail plantation, if I know I can see him 99% of the way to where that bird went, I'll just run a blind with him. And I mean, clients love it. They've never seen a wirehair run a blind before or anything like that. And it's just good practice, in a real scenario. But I mean, when he gets there, I just yell, hunt him up, and then he dives in there because the grass is 3-4 feet high where the bird is. So I mean, you're wasting your time trying to just tweet them back and forth.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help when we come back to grand prep.
Yeah. No, it's true though. Like I upland hunt my dogs just so that they learn how to hunt. Like that, I think that is an important just skill, whether you're waterfowl hunting or not, is just like, I mean, how many times have you shot a bird? You're like, it's sort of over here.
Yeah.
Sort of over in this area. I'm going to just like, we're going to go quarter this field and find it just like an upland hunt. And if your dog doesn't know how to quarter, man, it's a pain.
It's painful to watch too, honestly.
Yeah, well, because the dog, like you say, hunt them up, and they're like, what does that mean? And then you're like, hey, like you say their name, and they just like run around like a crazy dog. I was like,
right.
You need some upland training. Like, so that's what happened. Yeah. Like when we went up to the UP, we shot 8 geese. It was beautiful. Oh, geese on a creek when they're maple leafing in on a creek. I mean, there is not much better. I mean, mallards doing that is fun, but there's something about watching a Canada goose, like a giant Canada goose, just spill air and just fall out of the sky on top of you. So we shot 3, and then we shot 5, and I took Autumn on her first hunt, and she did fine. But as we're picking up these other birds, I'm in the creek because they're going down the creek, and I'm sending after she picked up the first one, every one of them was a blind. She's clueless, at 10 months old, trying to figure this out. But coming up the creek, she flushed like 2 woodies, like 100 yards up the river, saw her and flew, but they flew like 30 yards off the river, straight up at it, or the creek, straight up at us. And I dropped one, and I knew like within a 10-foot area of where it was, like, but it was like grass is like up to my chin, and she had no idea what was going on. and we didn't find the bird. And I was like, this sucks. Like I needed a different dog for because I've done this hunt every year, and almost all the geese. This is our 3rd year shooting the geese out of this creek. It's like we know where these 80 geese go every year. It's on private property that we have, so we just wait and we get them when they come back from their loaf. But they all land in the water. So I was like, this is a perfect hunt for her to see these big old Canadas sitting out there. But then I dropped that woody, and I was like, this is hopeless. Like we're never gonna find this bird. We looked for a good 20 minutes, and I felt bad. But I was down in there in the grass, like trying to look for it. You never know if it like had enough life to like
could have dove and grabbed a hold of something,
crawled away or whatever. Now I was on land, so I was like,
oh, was it? Okay.
I was like, that's where I was like, come on, you got to be. But I just don't think she trusts her nose enough. I've just done so much. If it's not a perfect field trial setup, she doesn't know what she's looking for. But anyway, I'm excited to let her hunt a little bit. I'm not going to hunt her a ton, just enough to get a little bit of experience to help her with. Because I do think it's relatively important for dogs that are going to be versatile in different types of games, not versatile in your type, but just versatile dogs to get them out there hunt. And that's kind of why we do it. Right. So
that's exactly right.
It's going to be good. All right. So we got to running blinds with Harker, right?
Harker. That's right.
Harker was a really nice aviation company in World War II. They made some pretty cool airplanes. So, but Harker, let's go. Tell me about Harker.
We finally got through pattern blinds and, running cold blinds and, running the cold blinds became more difficult because he's just wanted to be independent. He's a bird dog, and over time we eventually built that trust and team aspect of things. That took probably 6, 7, maybe 8 months.
Wow.
Before we were running like in my opinion, a true finish level type dog.
Wow.
We were passing a few finish tests, but we were, scraping the bottom of the barrel pass kind of thing. So,
yeah.
We just, kind of like Bob Owen says, that unspoken bond, and that's what we have.
Yeah.
He's just a special one.
It wasn't a lot of do you give corrections? Like if you're using mostly attrition, are you giving corrections or is it still mostly attrition with him?
Still mostly attrition. So, if I give you a cast and you don't take it, I'm going to, obviously tweet you in, give you a cast. He might take it. If he gives me a couple blatant refusals, I'm going to call you all the way back and give you one more chance. And then we're going to rerun it. If you keep messing up, I'm going to bring you back. Then I'm going to put the collar on you.
Oh, so you don't even have the collar on him?
No, I never run him with a collar unless I need it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Why don't you put it on him just to have it?
Just for his attitude and demeanor. Like as soon as he puts it on, he already knows, what's going on, and he's going to go out there and pretty much stomp everything. I'm just not going to get the corrections I really want if I need them. He's also pretty sensitive in the aspect of you give him a hard verbal, that's way worse than getting him on a collar.
Like a big no.
Oh yeah. You scream no or you scream here, anything like that, he's going to take that to heart way more than a nick on the collar. And so that's typically what I'll get my correction.
Okay. So
with just the verbal.
So how was it taking him through finish? Like was it always the blinds, or did he struggle with the marks, or kind of like what was it like running? And this is your first dog that you're running in test,
yes,
right?
Yeah. First HR anything as far as competition wise. His marks on water were always spot on. Because I hunted the crap out of him when he was growing up. So his marks on water were spot on. His landmarks, man, he just has that bird dog in him, obviously. So he might throw a bird dog hunt on a couple marks every now and then and have to get a handle, and we'll like I said, we'll scrape by. And then, blind, a lot of times when we were first starting, I think we passed like one out of the first 4 tests we ran. And the ones we failed them good. So, when I say a bird dog hunt, we were in Chirral one time and they threw a bird like from the bottom of a hill on top of a hill. And if you overran it, it just went over the top of the hill and they were gone. Well, there's a pond and then another hill, and he overran it, and then he swam through the pond and was on top of the hill like 300 yards away. He doesn't mind running, but he put on a bird dog hunt that day.
Yeah, and then you just chalk it up to like, well,
hey, it happens, man.
That's
you just
the day that it was.
You go to a test to see what you got, and you leave with a ribbon or a lesson.
Yeah, that's very true. I think Clark. Is that a Clark quote? I can't talk.
I think so.
Yeah, he. I'm gonna let him have that that's his quote. I can't remember if somebody else said that before him, but we'll let that.
And Clark was one of the few people that I knew. It's either Clark or Jimmy. I can't remember which one. One has an HRCH on a Wirehair, and the other one has two HRCHs on a Wirehair.
I'm very curious if it's Clark. I'm going to text him, but I bet you it's Jimmy just based on...
It might be. Because, Jimmy was a bird dog guy before he became a retriever guy. Yeah.
He loves upland.
Oh, yeah.
That guy loves upland. I've only talked to Jimmy like 2 or 3 times at test, but he always says on podcasts, if you need me to judge upland, I'll drive to you. I love me some upland. So, I'm one of those rare guys. I love upland. I think I think I get more nervous at an upland test than I do anything else. But
Oh,
I
absolutely.
thoroughly
I ran
enjoy
one
it.
last weekend.
You ran an upland test last weekend? Where were you doing that at?
In Sherrill, in South Carolina.
Why do you guys have an upland test at this time? Not an HRC. Or
Um,
was it an HRC upland?
yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah. And I always go down there and run it because it's always a couple weeks before the Grand.
Just get yourself ready. There's
Yep.
not a lot of people that do upland before the Grand. And
Oh, I know. They all say I'm crazy.
I do it too. We always shoot, but our dogs, I like, in my opinion, actually finished upland dogs. Like they sit the flush because they believe that's the only way they can get a bird. Like we don't have to blow a whistle. We don't have to do any of that. Like
right.
I call it hillbilly style of getting through the fifth. But like our dogs know what they're doing. And, And so I love that whole part of it. I think it's one of the coolest things to train. Like if you want to train a dog to be steady, like truly be steady, you take them through Dan Erke's upland program, and you will have another level of a dog that just understands if my butt is not on the ground, I do not get this bird.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for that series to come out because I want to see how similar it is to how I train it.
Okay. I bet you it's similar because I think a lot of it comes from Cocker.
Okay.
Cocker trials.
It probably is very similar then. Yep.
We do a lot of, I don't know, bird on a string and then bird on a pole. Do you guys do that?
Oh, no. I haven't seen that at all.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm giving away too much here because it'll be in the preview. But what we do a lot of, and there's a whole sequence leading up. Like this is kind of like right before you get to live flushes is I have a big paint pole and you put a string with a loop at the end of it. And then you tie the other end of the string like a 10 to 15 foot paracord. And then you tie the bird on it that's clip winged. We start with a dead bird, but you do clip wing. And then you say, hunt them up. And as they go to engage the bird, you fling it with the stick. So it flushes and you can get your tweet, Nick. You can get your correction in as you're teaching them, the sit the flush part. And there's a bunch of steps leading up to it, but you don't go through as many birds that way.
Right.
And you don't have to shoot them because they just fly. And then you move to like a hobble, like a hobble setup where like a lot of pigeon, a lot of pointer trainers do it this way where the bird is tied to like a 25-foot string like the pigeon is with its feet, and then when it flies it's attached to like some PVC or something that like just stops them and they can't fly any further and you don't lose your bird. Upland training is about you got to shoot real birds. Like at some point you got to rip the Band-Aid off and put a couple hundred down and say I'm buying some birds. But leading up to that you can do some more cost-effective training scenarios to get you through it.
I've got my pigeons, so
Yep.
I understand.
You got some homers?
Oh yeah.
Man,
got 28 right now.
You don't need them to do it. Like I've trained dogs without like just shooter pigeons, but man, if you got some homers, it is like night and day difference how much faster you can
save a lot of money, which I train a lot of bird dogs too. So
yeah. So are you an amateur or are you a pro?
Technically now I'm pro.
Technically, okay, very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yep.
So you're training more bird dogs.
I don't consider myself a pro because I don't feel like I know a whole lot. So
yeah, I get you. I understand that. Very cool. So what are your hopes for Harker? Like has he made it through the Grand yet, or how far has he gotten?
Yeah, he's got a Grand pass.
He's got a pass. Woo! That's exciting.
Last fall.
Yeah, last fall. So we need to get this other one in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We last fall was our fourth Grand, and we finally got a pass.
Nice. That's super cool.
Let's see, our first Grand we made it to the fourth. Our second Grand we made it to the fifth. And
it hurts. It hurts me inside.
You talking about catching some slack from everybody with an upland dog and failing upland. But and then the next one I think was back in Omaha, and that banded water series, that blind through the Tunnel of Doom put us out.
The Tunnel of Doom, was it the water blind where it went into that channel?
This was like there was a mark thrown like out of the trees onto a point.
Yeah.
And then you had to run
the backside of it.
the backside of it and then go through the trees in that tiny little narrow.
I ran that too, and Chris Jobman and I talked about this blind last week, and I talked about it last.
Oh, that's the one y'all were talking about. Okay,
that's the one I was talking about. I'm not convinced we were talking about the same one.
I don't think so. I think he's talking about a different one.
I'm 100% sure you're talking about the same one, because then the bird to the right was thrown into like some grass island.
That's right.
Yeah, totally, dude.
And you had a little dump bird on the
right in front of your face. A little dumpy bird. Yeah. Oh, dude, we're totally talking about that same thing. I looked at that blind. I said, that ain't a big deal. And Winter got all the way, and then she got to the left shore, and she gave me one cast refusal. I went, tweet! And I brought her like 5 yards into the water and got my cast. But I was like, holy cow. That one did not look hard, but it was destroying dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Eating them up. Yeah, that was, I think, our last Grand we ran.
Y'all's last Grand?
Yeah, because the last 2 Grands, she's had puppies.
Oh, that's right.
So I just missed them. But I'm excited because I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it through this time. Not make it through the test, but make it through at least coming into heat.
Oh yeah.
Just off puppies, so I think I'm going to make it through.
I would hope so.
Make it to it. Maybe that's the right way to say that.
That's right.
Very good.
That's right.
So you got to pass me. Oh, dude, I hope you get it. I'm going to be like freaking out, man. So will this be the first dog to get a title?
Yes. So he's the first Wirehair to ever run the Grand.
And the first one to pass too.
And the first one to pass.
Yeah, man, that's so cool. That is awesome.
So we're trying to pave the way for other people. So we're just chipping away at it.
Yeah. And the problem is now you're going to have a bunch of people buying these. I should delete this podcast.
Man, they're getting more popular. People are starting to get in the game with the short hairs, the wire hairs, Munsterlanders, Cockers, Springers. I love seeing it. I don't care what dog you have. If it's a mutt you bought from the pound and now you got it and started, man, I want to see that thing run. I want to see what it's got.
Yeah. So do you think if somebody's starting out, would you recommend that they went with like a traditional lab first and then transitioned into a quote unquote off breed? Is that what you would like? You did it the hard way, but
yeah, I do everything the hard way, unfortunately. I've got a lab German short hair mix that I have a season title on.
Oh, nice.
So
very cool.
He can't sit still for 3 marks.
That's his problem.
Just can't do it.
Yeah.
So
but just because I laughed over you, so you would recommend getting a lab first, learning the process, and then trying something else.
If you're trying to get into the games, absolutely. Yeah. If you want a meat dog, go for it. Just reach out to somebody that actually knows what they're doing with that breed.
Yeah.
Because there's been plenty I've heard horror stories of. They got too much stimulation, and
they shut down.
Nothing. They're a house dog now.
Yeah.
So
they just shut down. Yeah, yeah. So look, you get your grand title this fall, which we're going to just speak that into existence. You're going to get it.
There we go.
You're going to get it done. What's kind of next?
If we can do that, we'll be going for the 3rd pass in the spring.
Okay.
For sure, and we're gonna try to do 3 or 4 SRS events next year.
Have you ran an SRS or not?
Just one.
Just one. All right, you say you've done it. You can say you did it.
Yep. Man, we did pretty good until I screwed it up. So
what'd you do?
So we ran. The field trial series was first. I didn't really know what to expect because that's the first time we ever saw like a retired gun in a test scenario. Because AKC field trials doesn't recognize wire hairs as a retriever breed.
Okay.
So we can't compete in those venues. Well, I'm trying to get that changed.
Okay.
So we did pretty good. Not too bad. We were sitting I think we're 10th after that. So, I was pretty proud of them.
Yeah.
For our first one. And then we go to a hunt test setup, 3 marks and a blind. And they designated the go bird, and I just got into the HRC finish mindset where you pick up your marks and you run your blind. Well, they said run your blind second, then pick up your other 2 marks.
Bummer.
Send him out, picks up the go bird. He comes in, locks on the left bird. Good, right there. Harker goes out there, picks it up, and I see Matt out of the corner of my eye standing there. So Harker comes in, he picked that bird up. I grabbed it from him, and I thought Matt was just going to take the bird from me for some reason. So I handed it to him. He was like, "Hey, bud." He's like, "I'm sorry, man. We got you out." I was like, "Really?" I said, "What'd he do?" He's like, "Man, you're supposed to run that blind second, and then pick up your other 2 marks." Yeah. He's like, "Man, I hate it, but we got to do it." I said, "Hey, man, that's on me.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, this is my first one. Like, it's okay."
Yeah.
And we were walking off the line, and Stephen Durrance and Justin Hergert were standing there. He's like, "Bud, we both done it." So
yeah.
He said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "Come back and do it again."
Yeah. That's cool, man. Very good.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, man, Landon, it was great talking with you. I'm excited. Do you have any requests for food during pre-grand?
For food? Oh, man.
And I'm not promising it. I'm just going to take it under advisement.
Oh, man, that's tough. I mean, you pretty much, burgers are good.
I'm going to do smash burgers with bacon jam.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
I got that. I've practiced that over this. That's my new thing that Clark hasn't tried yet. My smash burgers with bacon jam. It's basically like Culver's, but bacon jam.
Right.
But I was gonna make it for the pre-grand training group that we did in Ohio, but the rain was coming in, and we just had a lot going on, and I was like, I'm just making smash burgers. I'm not making the bacon jam because it takes a little bit of time, to make that make that bacon jam. But I'm planning to do some pretty nice. I gotta take care of people since I'm not gonna be throwing birds. I gotta really.
I'll see if I got any swan in the freezer. I can bring some swan.
We smoke the swan. What do we do with the swan? Just cook it like a steak, or what?
Yeah, you can smoke it. You can smoke it or you could cook it like a roast, something like that.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
You got any crane too? I've never had crane.
I don't have any crane. I sure don't.
So there was 2 cranes. Like when we were walking down to shoot these or to set up for these geese, there were 2 cranes down there, and this old lady that is it's her property, and she said, "You guys should shoot some of those sandhills. I heard they're the ribeyes of the skies." And I said, "Yeah, but it's illegal." She goes, "I ain't gonna tell." I was like, no.
She really wanted to try that.
She really wanted to try. She wanted us to water swat one of those sandal crates.
Oh, dang. I'm hoping I get to Texas one day and get a hold of some, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah. They look like they'd be so fun to go through, to just experience that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Train your dog with the goggles is not very fun, though.
I've never done it. I think Winter would just be like,
they hate it.
They hate it. I'm sure
they hate it.
I wonder if can they mark at all? Like, cause it's got to be like wearing glasses for the first time. It takes you a while to adjust.
That I don't know. I barely got mine to just wear them. So
what were you trying to go shoot some, or what were you have the goggles?
I was going to try to. Okay. Yeah,
trying to get them.
So ready. I was just getting them ready for it. It never happened, but. I mean, even swan, you get a crippled swan, and they'll go for their eyes too sometimes.
Oh wow, there's. I'm speaking of they're muted or trumpeter swans. I don't know what they are, but they're hanging out in the UP, and there's just 2 of them, man, and they flew right over top of us, and it was just like I was like, that is a big bird. I was like, that is a huge bird. That thing fell. Like, there's been plenty of times where we shot geese and they landed in between 2 guys in the A-frame or something. I was like, if that happened with one of those things, I think you might be dead. Like, it just kill you.
You'd have to scroll way back on my Instagram, but there's a video of my buddies and I hunting. We got some farmers down east on the coast we hunt with, and one of them shot a swan, and it came in, and its wing brushed my shoulder and hit the ditch and almost hit my ankle.
Oh my goodness, that is
so it landed right behind my boot.
What do they weigh?
I think like an average is probably like 18 to 19 pounds.
Man, 19 pounds.
A big mature one's probably like 23, 24.
Sheesh. Especially when they got. I mean, think about it. When it's a turkey. like a frozen turkey just falling out of the sky and hitting you in the head. You'd be
with like a 7.5-foot wingspan.
Yeah, that'd hurt. That'd hurt.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I
hope
call
that
them the B-52s of the birds.
the B-52s of the birds, man.
Yeah.
And they when they take off, man, it's like they slap their they're so loud too. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. Anyhow, I'll never. I probably won't experience that until I'm older because I got too much stuff going on. But
hey, put in for North Carolina. I can put you on them.
Yeah, you guys got enough of them. It's pretty much like you're gonna get one.
Yeah, if my buddies call and say, "Hey, they're here," you got about 3 or 4 days to get here before they move to the next field that we may or may not have permission.
So you're shooting them in the field is where you're getting them.
Oh yeah.
What kind of crop?
Mostly over soybean fields and corn fields.
Corn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. I drove down to Southern Illinois. I don't remember what I was doing down there. Oh, I was picking up my trailer, and there was like probably 55 of them. I filmed them in a soybean field down in Southern Illinois. I was like,
oh wow!
I was like, dang, that is a lot of them. I thought they were snows at first, and then I got close to them. I was like, they're huge because I was seeing it was on the reverse migration. It was like late February, early March, and
okay,
and they were all coming back up, and I was thoroughly impressed with the size of those things in those fields. At first I thought they were snows, and then I'm like, oh, they're pelicans, and I'm like, oh no, why would pelicans be in the? I was like, oh, there's some sort of swan. I'm not sure which swan because I can't tell the difference between a trumpeter and muted.
We only get tundra swan here, so I mean I've seen trumpeter swans at like a zoo or something, but
yeah,
I've never seen one out hunting.
Yeah, I don't know the difference. They're all white birds that you can't shoot.
The trumpeters are bigger.
The trumpeters are bigger.
Bigger. They're like 26 pounds.
Dang. I don't know what these things were. They could have been muted for all I know, the ones that are in the UP. I don't know which ones are in the UP, but I know you can't shoot them, so I don't shoot them.
Right. Right.
Well, Landon, I appreciate it, man. I look forward to meeting you in person and hanging out. And are you coming down Monday, or what day are you getting there?
I'll be there. I'm getting there a week from today, the 12th.
The 12th, okay.
Yeah, I've got a client picking up their dog, so they don't have to drive from Texas to North Carolina to pick her up.
Okay. So, yeah. I have a wedding for a fellow HRC guy. He's a Chessie guy, and a good. He and I hunt a lot together. We're reasonably close to each other. So he's getting married, so we're gonna go up to do that, and then I'm probably gonna have all the dogs like loaded in the trailer, ready to go, and I'm gonna hit the road Monday morning really early. It's only 6 hours to Paducah, so I should be there.
That's not bad.
Close to lunch to hopefully get in with whatever our second set is going to be for that day. And for whatever reason, I have Columbus Day off. Did not realize that until I was putting in for vacation. I was like, I have Monday off. Look at that.
Perfect.
So cool. Well, I look forward to it. Thank you to our sponsors, Purina Pro Plan, for sponsoring this and every episode of the Hunt Test Hobo podcast. Thank you to the Hunt Test Guide. Good luck, Clark. I know you're not going to listen to this probably till you're back, so hopefully you win. I really like for you to win. There's so many good people. You kind of want a lot of them to win, but
yeah, it's hard.
My heart is with Clark, so hopefully Clark wins. Go Toombs, go Daisy. My two of my favorite black dogs out there right now. And thank you to Retriever Foundations. If you're looking for a great puppy course or just looking to get some tips on how to train better as an amateur, check out the Amateur's Guide to Hunt Test Success. Use the discount code HOBO, HOBO, if you want 10% off those courses. Hope everybody has a great end of your training season and beginning of hunting season. I'm going to try to train a little bit all out the year, but I drove around and looked at fields today for the first time, trying to see which was picked and which wasn't. And I found some pretty good roosts they're the same roost every year, but they have birds. So they have made it down from Canada for me. So I'm pretty stoked about hunting season. The Grand is opening weekend for us. So I want these. Oh man. It's always this thing where hey, if I fail, I'm hunting the next day because I already took the time off. I'm driving through the night and I'm going hunting. But
there you go.
That hasn't happened yet, so we'll see. But anyway, I'll look forward to meeting you, Landon, and we'll have a good time.
Yes, sir.
See ya.
See you.